very proud of the things we've done at La Posta this last year, and I'm excited to keep doing more. So today we have a panel of speakers. I like to introduce you to Erica Pinto from Hamul, Amanda Galvan from Manzanita, and Christopher Pinto from Hamul. And everybody will be speaking for a little bit, and then I'd like to open up to questions. We want to focus on recovery today. That's our title, is The Road to Recovery. So we really want to talk about how people got there. All right? So welcome our guests.
I guess I can stand up. No one will be able to see me if I sit down. Good afternoon. My name is Chris Pinto from Hamul Indian Village, small tribe here. A lot of people may not know about. But I just want to let you know about my struggle with alcohol that I started at an early age and got one DUI, didn't do anything about it. You know, the law's not going to catch up with me. I live on the reservation. But I got to leave the reservation to go shopping for clothes, food, and everything else. So it caught up with me again. I was drinking and driving. I got a second DUI. Didn't really care. I started the 18-month program in the DUI class. I didn't care. It didn't stop me from drinking still. I still love drinking. Still wanted to depend on it to help me through the days and everything like that, you know, and my children needed something. The sad thing is I kicked them to the side and I went and got alcohol instead, you know. And I got a third DUI. This time though, my lovely sister helped me pay to stay out of jail. It's kind of a funny thing. I paid to stay out of jail, but I was in like what I call like a 6th grade camp called work furlough. It was like 6th grade camp to me. You're bunked in with a bunch of guys, you get to leave in the morning, then come back at night from work. And I did that for 3 months. And it was hell being away from the kids' family, because then you start to realize the normal kind of day-to-day, you know, waking up with your kids, you know, and all that kind of stuff, even though there were drinking days and everything like that. There were some good days too, but bad days outnumbered the good days, of course. So I knew I had a problem after that third DUI. I kind of said, during those first years of trying to stop drinking and the 3 DUIs, I was always like, I need help. Help me, someone help me, you know. I was always like that, help me, someone help me. What I needed to do was help myself and quit asking everybody to help me. I needed to do it by myself. I needed to quit depending on alcohol, and I also needed to quit depending on family to, you know, they were like enabling me, you know, getting me out of, you know, debt sometimes, and paying my bills because I wouldn't drink the night before. So what I did was, I really looked at my life and said, what can I do to change the way I'm living? Because it's not healthy. It wasn't good for the kids. It wasn't good for my wife. It wasn't good for anybody around me at that time. You know, I was just lying to get what I needed. So what did I do? I said, what do I need to do for myself? I got to help myself. So I went after the 18-month program the second time for my third DUI. I finally went to an AA meeting without being told I had to go. Not being, you know, you have to go for court ordered. I went there on my own, and I sat there, and I went again, and again, and again, and I tried to do what they suggest in the program is 90 meetings, 90 days. It didn't work for me because I was working, but I tried to go as much as I could. The next thing I did was, when holidays came up, and this was the bummer part of it, is what do I need to do to help myself in this problem I had, was I needed to quit going and hanging out with family because they were still drinking around me. They weren't drinking heavily, You know, there weren't alcoholics. My mother was not an alcoholic or anything like that, but she had a beer, a glass of wine with her dinner, or Thanksgiving, or Christmas. Birthday parties, somebody had a drink or something like that. I had to cut myself away from all those. I had to quit going to my niece's birthdays. What's wrong with Chris? Why isn't he here? You know, quit going to Thanksgiving. What's wrong with Chris? Why isn't he here? I had to do all that to just separate myself from alcohol completely. And that's what I did. I stopped going to the family functions, stopped going to birthday parties, stopped celebrating my own birthday because, you know, I used to drink on those days. And that's what I started to do. Then it slowly became stop hanging out with your other family members that were drinking. You know, I'm sad to say I stopped hanging out with my brother because he was still drinking. I stopped hanging out with my cousin because he was still drinking. I had no friends because, you know, I had kids. So all my friends were like, they didn't have kids and they were still out partying. So I just cut everybody out of my life completely. Like 3 years, I didn't go to Thanksgiving with the family. I had it at my house by myself with my own little family, kids and wife. And I just shut everybody out. And I'm not saying this is the answer to it. This is what I had to do though. This is what I had to do to help myself. And so it just continued like that for another year or so until I said, you know what, now I need to challenge myself. I need to go and hang out with family. I need to see if I can be around these guys while they're drinking and I'm not drinking. And so it slowly became uncomfortable kind of feeling because they were like, do we hide the alcohol from Chris because he's here? It was an uncomfortable feeling, you know. It was like, well, you guys knock it off, you know, I'm fine. But the truth is I wasn't really fine. I was like, God, man, it looks good. What am I doing here? I love these guys, but I cannot be here while they're drinking. So I just had to leave again. And now I'm 7 years sober, and and not everything though. I'm not gonna like blow smoke up, you know where, and say everything's the best now. But things have changed for the better. Now, how did they change for the better? I got a clear head now. I can think. I got solutions to problems. I got an answer to maybe, you know, maybe not a solution or an answer, but I got something to help out on that problem. I just don't sit there and go, screw it, I'll go drink, you know. But guess what? The problem's still there the next day. So now I'm focusing on answering all these issues and problems with a clear head. Another good change was I got my license back and I was driving, and I'm not driving what they call, like, you know, slang term, dirty, where you're not drinking and driving, you're not doing drugs. You're driving and you're not scared that a cop's behind you. And it's just the greatest feeling in the world to drive like that and not be scared. So there's a lot of things that I just did that I had to do, and they're not the answers for everybody. I always hear that, you know, in the meetings that I still attend. I haven't been to one in a while, but because I'm very busy with my job right now. But I miss all these guys in the meetings that I met that have great stories like of how they did it, you know. And I want to come up here and tell you my sad stories, but I don't, because I just want you to know what I did to help myself to stop drinking. And maybe it doesn't look like any of you guys have problems or anything like that. You look very normal. But but if you have a problem, you know, then go to Alcoholics Anonymous. Quit asking for help and help yourself. You know, that's the key. I think that's what helped me, because like I said, I still was like a coach, like I depended on somebody. I was dependent on, you know, people to help me, and I just couldn't depend on that. I had to help myself. So that's one of the things that I did. I hung out with the family more. You know, I went to school board meetings and parent-teacher conferences. All the things that I didn't do because I was drinking. By like 2:30 in the afternoon in parent-teacher conference, hey, are you coming, honey? No, I'm drunk. So now I go to those parent-teacher conferences, and I can look teachers in the eyes. I can look people in the eyes, it's a great feeling being just like normal to me. It's where I'm not hiding something and everybody knows it. It's a great feeling. If you have though have a problem, please try to go to an Alcoholics Anonymous meeting. Don't wait till you get pulled over in a DUI and you gotta pay fines, you lose your license. All these things just take you down. If you feel like you have a problem, start helping yourself now before it gets worse though. Go to these meetings and listen, and you're gonna hear stories. And I thought, this is kind of a bad thing to say, but I thought my life was horrible. Poor me. And then I go in the room and I hear these other stories. I'm losing my house, I'm losing my car, I lost my wife, my kids don't love me no more. And I just thank God. I thank that CHP officer for pulling me over. And I remember that night getting pulled over, and just this little cop. And I just kind of, like, I'm not that tall either, but this little cop, I towered over him. And he's looking up at me and he goes, "You're not going to give me no trouble, are you, big guy?" And I said, "No. And I'm not a violent person." But when I drink tequila, I was. That's why I stopped. But I remember this cop just looking at me and goes, "Hey, you're not going to give me no problems, right?" And I said, "No, sir, I'm not. I'm not a violent person. I'm not going to give you no problems." And I thank this cop, the CHP officer, for gently putting me in handcuffs, for gently putting me in the back of his squad car, for driving safely down to the jail and dropping me off and saying, "Good luck. I see your record. Good luck, sir." And I thank him for that because I think he saved my life. I think he saved my family. I think he saved my marriage, my house. Everything. My car, I was able to get my car out of impound because I still had my job and it wasn't repossessed and everything. So that's how I did that's how I did it. The answer, like I said a couple times already, it's not maybe the same answer for you guys, or it's not the way, it's not going to work for everybody. And that's the hard thing about alcohol, or, we're all different and we all learn differently. We all, are just different. So you're going to learn in a different way. And I learned in a different way. It took me a long time to learn. Now, not 5 years from 2005, from my first DUI to my last DUI in 2009, and then the 18-month program going into 2010, the 18-month program was over. That's when I said, okay. I just didn't, like I said, I was telling earlier, I didn't just wake up one morning and go, "I'm going to stop drinking." I woke up because there was something wrong. There was like, what did I do last night? And I knew from there I had to help myself. I couldn't depend on anybody. You can't depend on anybody. You got to help yourselves. And I think that's the most important thing here is help yourselves, and you'll get there. Like I said, it's not the best. I'm not saying, oh, life is great now. There's still some problems, but you handle those problems differently now, and that's what I love about being sober now. Is I can argue with my family and be okay the next day instead of like, geez, I really cussed my brother out or something. Or, now it's just not like that. It's waking up every morning, knowing what you did yesterday, and nothing was bad. You're going to be able to wake up or talk to your coworkers and, gee, did I really say that to you last night? I don't wake up like that anymore. That's a great feeling. And I like where I am now. And I've never really said this before, but now after 7 years, I can honestly say I'm proud of myself for where I am in my life. I purchased a home in 2011. I was able to save money and just do all these other things that I wasn't able to do before, right? Because all that money was going to the bar, tipping them, and now it's great. And you guys can have a great life after alcohol, trust me. It's not terrible. It's not the worst, oh, drinking sucks. No, it's not. Or not drinking sucks, you don't have no fun. No, we have a great time when we're not, we don't drink and we're out to dinner, we're having a nice dinner or something. We can hold a conversation without, what did you say? What did you slur your speech, sir? Again, we don't have that problem. We don't have that. This is, you're talking. And again, I think that's what I love, you guys. I'm in a great place. And after drinking, if you guys have a problem and you want help, first help yourself by going to a meeting and listening and hearing these other stories where you think your life is horrible. It's horrible. Go listen to some other stories, and they, you'll see, you can relate to it. God, I don't want to go there. That's what you'll be saying to yourself. I don't want to do that. I don't want to be $1,500 fines that I can't afford. You stop it now, and that back then for drinking they didn't have Uber for us. They had taxis, but taxi guy wasn't going to come all the way out there and drive you all the way out to Humboldt. Yeah, where's that at? And so I'm just saying that if you guys have a problem, please call somebody though. First ask for help. Hey, I got a problem. That's another thing is identifying you have a problem. I got a problem. So and so, please. What should I do? And then okay, then you're kind of helping yourself because you're asking for help. But then he's going to just be maybe Alcoholics Anonymous or something. And I think that's the key. AA has a lot of suggestions in their program. And if you go and listen to these suggestions, I think you hear them long enough, you're going to listen, you're going to try it out. And you'll be where we are today is in a good place. So I appreciate you letting me share just a short glimpse of my life. And I hope you guys took something from it that I'm serious, that I'm not up here. It was terrible, it was horrible, so I just don't want you guys to go through what I went through. So hopefully hopefully I can just change one of your guys' minds about drinking and driving again or something, or anything. That would be great. So thank you for letting me share, and I'll be here afterwards to answer any questions that you might have. So thank you.
My brother really is a good guy. My name is Erica Pinto. I'm an alcoholic. Well, wrong meeting. I really appreciate being asked to be here today. Very important topic to us, close to our heart. It's affected our community like no other community. And I will tell you some of the details of, I think, why I became an alcoholic, besides it was in my genes. But there was some things that I went through. I grew up on the Viejas Indian Reservation, and I grew up in Humboldt. I had a happy childhood for the most part, Christopher and I, we had a little fun land. We built playhouses together. With Marissa too, she was there, and with